Alright everybody, so a little bit of a different video today. Today I'm doing a discussion video. I'm going to be talking about the Buu Saga update and my thoughts on it. And also my thoughts overall of the entire game, pretty much. Everything that is going on with the game I'm going to be talking about right now. So let's get right into it. So, number one, I want to acknowledge the dev team. The dev team, I think, did an absolute fantastic job with this update. I want to shout out whoever made the map. I want to shout out whoever animated the moves. I want to shout out whoever made the clothes, the accessories, everything, man. Shout out to Gray, Brewer, Sony, Chang, everybody, man. Everybody who was involved. Hopefully I can get a list of the developers' names and put them on screen, but shout out to everybody. You guys did freaking amazing. I am beyond blown away with the map, the animation, just the auras, everything, man. The effects. It's all amazing. Guys did great. I do want to reiterate, guys. It's not like they've been making this update for like 3 years. They've literally been making it for like since October. And or November even, I believe. And like that's the thing, is like people don't understand. Like I keep seeing the joke, like, haha, another update in 3 years. It's like, no, dude, the joke isn't funny anymore. Like it's that is just not funny anymore to me. I don't know. It actually annoys me when people say that now. And it's just like, yeah, it's justified. Like, yeah, it sucks. But the game was in development hell. Like, the dev team was in actual hell, right? Now with the new dev team and the new way it's going, Chang is leading it. Sony is still involved. Some people are confused when I said, like, you know, Sony isn't the owner anymore. He's still involved heavily. Gray, so I saw some, because I mentioned Gray the most. I saw some people thinking that he was like the owner of the game now. He's not. He's just really like ahead of a lot of things. Like, he's in control of a lot of things. I just want to give a big shout out to them, man. The dev team was in actual hell for years. They turned it around, and now everything is amazing. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to talk about my personal experience with the update, the Buu Saga update. So, I rate the Buu Saga update really highly. I think this update was amazing. I think it was spectacular. I had a lot of fun playing it. My first initial playthrough on stream with my friends in my private server, I had a lot of fun. Now keep in mind, I had friends in a private server, right? I had Gray with me. You know, that is like, by itself, I had friends, I had a private server, and I literally had a developer playing with me. Gray also happens to be one of my friends as well, I want to reiterate. Like, he wasn't there because he's a dev. He was there because I wanted him there, because you know, Gray's my friend. I wanted him there. So, I do want to reiterate all that. So my personal experience is definitely different from others' experiences. Other people had to deal with lag and glitches. A lot of people were complaining of, there's a lot of glitches. I want to acknowledge that. Yes, there were a lot of glitches, and all the content didn't come out with the update like it should have. There was mentors that were delayed, stuff like that, right? That does suck. But I rather them dropping the update a little bit incomplete with not every raid in the game, not every mentor in the game, as long as the main content is there and the game is playable and you could like reach a conclusive end and get the new form and get Patara and get Majamark, and you could do all that. So I'm a-okay with them doing that. Like would it be better if all the content dropped at once? Honestly, I don't know. Sometimes I think to myself, like, they should just drop these updates with like in sagas, like, not in sagas, that's literally what they're doing, but like Buu Saga update, like they drop up to like Majin Buu like coming out, and like Super Saiyan 3 Goku fighting him, like that quest, and then all the mentors pertaining to that, like you get the Majin Buu mentor, you'd get the Gohan mentor, stuff like that maybe, but like beyond that you would like have to wait a little bit. I mean, I don't think they should do that personally. I think you do drop it all at once, but like raids, like the movie raids, could all be like their own separate update literally like 3 days after the update drops to make hype even more exciting, right? I think that's a cool thing they could do, and they're like accidentally doing it right now, because, you know, Tapion, Deborah aren't in yet, Janemba and Gogeta mentors aren't in yet, but it definitely, like, I think that's something that they should look into. I mean, the sagas are technically over now, the update sagas, and so now they can just do whatever they want, which is great. So maybe they don't even have a need to be able to have to do that, right? Maybe everything's just figured out now, and they've moved beyond even thinking about that as a further content point, I guess you could say. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I did see people complaining about the Bobbity raid. Number one, as well, like, the glitches were fixed pretty quickly, in my opinion. Like, I think they did a great job, dev team, like, patching everything. Great. And then the Bobbity raid. So, I had no problem with it personally. I think it's really cool. They did lower the... I believe they lowered the cooldown. It might have been for that or the Z-Sword. I think it was for the Z-Sword. But, either way, the Bobbity raid cooldown is literally only 5 minutes. It is only 5 minutes. Calm down. It does kind of stink that only 3 people can enter it. I feel like maybe it should be a universal cooldown and not like a server cooldown. So like, or by universal I mean player to player. So like if I enter it, I have to wait 5 minutes, but like 3 other people who didn't enter it, they don't have to wait. Maybe that would be better, but I don't know if they could code that very easily or not. And then the only problem with Bobbity's raid was the glitches involved with it. So the Xbox glitch where you couldn't even really do the quest. Deborah one-shotting you, Pui one-shotting you. Like, those glitches, glitching out of the map, those aren't cool. Like, but those are glitches. That has nothing to do with the design of the raid. So, like, you can look at that and include that as, like, a complaint for the raid, sure. But how I'm looking at it, like, those got fixed, number one. Like, nobody cares. Like, yes, it sucked in the moment, but now, 3 days after the update came out, whatever, or it's been, like, almost a week, but, like, days after the update came out, no one cares anymore, because it's fixed now, right? So, I don't know. I loved the Bobbity raid. It was one of my favorite parts of the update, personally. I think it was really, really awesome. It just felt so fresh. So yeah, I genuinely, I think the new moves are really cool. I love the story progression. I think it was perfect. They do need to touch up the bosses like a little bit with the balancing, but that's to be expected because literally they, not only did they change our like level stats, they changed our stats, and they have to mess around with the world stats and then figure out glitches and bugs that are happening with that, which is in fact what happened. Like the daily quest people, like, you know, having to kill like the, I think there's like a mission where you have to kill like Tuffles or something. They're way too strong. The bosses are fine, but like the Tuffles are like, the boss's daily quests, I mean, the boss daily quests are perfectly fine. If anything, they could be like a little tiny bit stronger, maybe. But like like where you have to kill like 5 Cell, Mini Cell Junior, or like Super Cell, Big Cell Junior, whatever they're called. I feel like those NPCs are like way too tanky, and then the bosses in the story are like a little too tanky. When it first came out, they were way too squishy. Like I speed ran through the story, and it just like, yeah, it was fun because I got to get more content done easier, but like they definitely should have been harder. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later, specifically with raids. I have a lot. That's my #1 issue with the game right now, and I'll talk about it. But it does kind of coincide with like the bosses in the world. I do think DBOG's #1 problem right now is the NPC AI and how like terribly outdated it is. Because the NPC AI has like barely, the NPC AI has barely been touched since the game came out. Like 5 years, like however long years ago, 60, I don't even remember, dude. Like, for all I know, it was 20 years ago, man. Like, like it was forever ago, and the AI has barely been touched. The AI, that is my #1 issue. My #1 issue used to be PvP, but like now I realize like so many of the casual players just do not give a shit about PvP. Like, yes, PvP needs help, but the people who like PvP are probably gonna like PvP regardless, no matter how bad it gets or how good it gets or how much it changes. Like, yes, there's always gonna be people who will quit PvP if like Slingshot gets removed or something, and like that's fine. But like the number of people that care more about PvE and the number of people that are like the PvE players is the majority of the player base on Roblox, which are less loyal to DBOG itself than the DBOG like tryhard fans are, and those people are more likely to be PvPers, if that makes sense. So yes, we need to cater to the fans that actually care about the game and play it dedicatedly, but we need to attract new fans in as well. So the casual player needs to be enjoying the game, and a big reason a lot of people do not like this game is because of the AI PvE nonsense with the stupid like bosses like being able to perfect block while defense broken, and like I'm mid combo like LLL and then I get countered while the boss is defense broken, and like just the insanity perfect blocks that happen all the freaking time, right? Like, don't even get me started on when you try to jump a boss, because that's my #1 issue. But I will get to that when it's more appropriate with just when I talk about the raids. But yes, the NPC AI needs to be changed. It needs to be better. And it sucks that it's taken so long and like nothing almost has happened. But it needs to change. Like, this is the #1 problem with DBOG in my opinion. As a content creator who sees everyone's opinions, trust me, like if I do a poll right now on my YouTube channel and it's like if 1,000 people vote, which like not likely, but maybe in this new boom of DBOG in my channel, like my channel's doing really good right now, better than it has since probably Space DBOG came out. Like I guarantee you, I do like, do you like the AI? Do you like PvE and DBOG? Specifically like fighting AI bosses. Like it's gonna be like a 95% no, and like that's ridiculous. Like it needs to be better. So that is my #1 complaint with DBOG the game. Do I have any complaints with the Buu Saga update? Honestly, if I account for literally everything, the update itself I think was like damn near perfect. Like, I have no complaints. I think the dev team fucking crushed it, bro. Everybody. Sony crushed it, even though he delayed it 3 times. Chain crushed it. Gray crushed it, bro. Everybody. Like, I can't just say, like, Brewer crushed it, because I literally don't even know what Brewer does in the development. I just know he's part of it. But, like, he crushed it, bro. I don't care, man. Everybody crushed it. Rose crushed it. That's another developer I know. I don't know any other developers. Red, doesn't he make the clothes? He crushed it. Or like the faces. I can't remember, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a fake fan. You guys did so good though. Everybody did. I literally like, I barely have any complaints about the actual update. Now, there is something to complain about, and I'm afraid that the rest of this video is going to be a little negative. So do not take this as hate for DBOG or the dev team, and please do not go and like spread hate or riot or go join the Discord and be like, you guys are stupid, listen to Bobby or something. Like, do not do that. #1, do not do that. #2, please don't comment under my video and be like, you're so stupid, Bobby. Like, I mean, you can call me stupid all you want to, but like at least write your own opinion, like, and like we can talk about it. Like on my new how to solo Janemba video, I've had a couple like people comment like, well, I actually like this method more, and like surprisingly I've had like a couple good conversations with commenters, and like it ended with like, yeah bro, I understand, like yeah, that method probably would be like pretty decently effective, and I like try to explain my part of it, and like they completely understand my part. So like, let's try to like, I know we're capable of having civil conversations, like please. I know a lot of you probably aren't, but I know there are smart ones out there, so come on guys. I know we can do this. So yeah, please don't spread hate. I'm not trying to spread any hate. This is not hate for DBOG. This is criticism. This is I'm trying to push for the game to be better. I'm trying to use my platform as a YouTuber, try to use this voice to make some noise, hopefully, and like actually get the devs realizing like, oh wow, people want this to happen, so this is gonna happen now. This is the new idea. So at that little disclaimer should have gone at the start of the video. I apologize, but now that the disclaimer is out of the way, I want to talk about raids. And the raids are like, the reason I made the Janemba video in the first place, soloing Janemba, is because so many people said that it was like damn near impossible. So many people said that like it was ridiculously hard. And I'm gonna give my take on raids. So number one, I do not think that soloing a raid, it shouldn't be impossible. I actually like, I'm fine with the difficulty of soloing a raid that is in the game right now. I'm fine with that. It is possible. It just takes a long time and cheese or whatever. That is completely fine with me. And I will tell you why. These raids, the developers encourage you. They encourage you to bring as many people into them as possible. You are supposed to do this as a team. There are so many like better like there's so many like benefits of bringing a team. Number one, if you die, you can still win the raid and get the XP. That's good. I'm glad it doesn't like kick you out, you know. But yeah, it shouldn't be soloed, in my opinion. Like, yes, you can, but you should be a team. Now, here's the problem with that. Number one, the problem is not some people don't have friends. If you don't have friends, bro, that's a you problem. I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. That is a you problem. Join my Discord server and ask people if they want to do raids. Join the DBOG Discord server. There's a literal raid chat for finding people to do raids. Go into the game and like look for people and ask them if they want to do the raid. Like, it's not rocket science, people. Like, dang, like, make friends. I'm sorry, dude. Like, I understand, but like, come on, guys. Like, that is not the problem. The problem is that the devs encourage you to team up on these raids, but the game, excuse my language, fucking denies that. The game does not care. The game is saying the exact opposite. Despite the insane health pools and the insane damage that the bosses do, the game is still like forcing you to 1v1 these raids. And the reason is because of the stupid, dumbass, old ass, fuck ass AI that the NPCs have. And I'll tell you the exact thing. When more than one person is attacking an NPC at a time, it will literally, I shit you not, as if you stole its lunch money. I was gonna say something so much worse. As if you stole this boss's lunch money when it was 5 years old. It will spam evasives. Spam them. Non-stop. And these evasives, if it's like an offensive evasive, like an explosive wave, and these bosses have 1 billion damage, bro, that explosive wave takes 1/4 of your health, at least. Guess what happens when it happens twice or 3 times? Not to mention what happens if you get friendly fired by your friend throwing a spirit bomb, dude. Like, these raids are not built for survival like that. The only saving grace is the fact that you have infinite, basically you have infinite senzu beans. Because if you don't have infinite senzu beans right now, that's your fault. The game is years old. The Purunga Wish is a thing. Like, literally one of the only good uses for the Purunga Dragon Balls is the senzu bean wish. Like, I had 50 for like years, like over 50 senzu beans for years. Like, I understand not everybody is gonna summon Purunga every week. I understand not everyone has 1 billion Sunny. I understand that. But if you are not sitting on like 10 Senzu beans at all times, bro, like you're kind of playing the game wrong. It's a Dragon Ball Z game, bro. You want Senzu beans, man. Come on. It's like literally like one of the most important plot devices in the entire show. But that is also a problem. You can literally, as long as you do not literally get one shot, you can just infinitely heal in this game. And you don't even have to be a Majin or a Namekian to do it. You can just pop a Senzu bean, bro. It's not that hard. Infinite of them. As many as you have. You can summon Purunga every week for a year, and you will have like 10,000 plus Senzu beans or something. Like, you are like, it's stupid. It's stupid. So, number one, I think that the raids should not, you should not be able to access your inventory in a raid. Or, as I should say, you should not be able to like edit your inventory items or re-equip inventory items. You should be able to use your items. You press H and you can use the 4 items that you have, but you should not be able to equip more. So you have what? Your Patara on 1, and then what? 3 Senzu beans? That is honestly a good start for me. And I know I'm like making the raids harder, and I understand that, but like hear me out, because I'm not done. Like, I know, like, as of right now, that would make the raids harder, which is not what we want. We don't want them to be harder. Number 2, I genuinely think that your, like, teammates' ki blasts, they don't, because Gray said that he wanted to, like, make it reduce the damage of them by, like, 90%, he said. I'm fine with that. A bigger problem is, like, the knockback. If you could somehow, like, make it so that the explosions don't knock back your teammates, like, obviously I don't want them to do damage either, but, like, if you can, like, make it so that, like, they take 90% less damage from allies, and then they don't get knocked back, or they take no damage, but they still get knocked back, like, one of those two, like, either way, like, friendly fire is a big problem in raids, and I'll tell you why. It's because key mains, dude. What is a key main supposed to do when the melee guy is going in there beating ass? Like, the key main isn't going to do shit. Like, he can't, because he'll kill the melee guy on accident. Like, unless this guy's using Death Laser and, like, is above them, like, it's just, like, impossible. And if you're in a Discord call with, like, with the guy, like, yeah, you can try to tell him to, like, get out of the way, but that's, number one, that's not always going to work anyway. And number two, you know, when you're on Xbox, bro, you're not in a Discord call with a random guy that you teamed up with, right? Like, if I go into my Roblox game and I find, like, this 7-year-old kid on his mom's laptop, he doesn't have Discord downloaded to call me and, like, communicate with me, bro. Like, you can barely even try to get someone's Discord over Roblox chat to begin with. Like, you kind of just have to already be in a Discord server together, right? And I guess there's the DBOG community for that, but, like, you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, you're not in a freaking Discord call with everybody, right? You're not. You're just not, right? So, friendly fire, like, I feel like just something has to be done about it. And this one isn't as important as the other points I'm making. Like, the inventory lock, I think, is, like, a guarantee. Like, that should happen. And then the NPC AI, like, #1 priority. Like, that needs to happen. This, if this didn't get changed, I wouldn't be heartbroken. But I feel like it should. Like, something has to happen. And then, here's my ideas. Here's my take on the NPC AI. So, the devs are encouraging you to team up against raid bosses because of how difficult they are. They don't want to make it easier. They don't want to lower the health. They don't want to lower the damage. There is a glitch with Janemba's Portal Punch. They want to fix that because that's a glitch. And it's unfair. But other than that, like, from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure they want to keep it how it is. And they would only change it because of the amount of people who need it to be easier, who are asking for it to be easier. And yet the game is encouraging you to 1v1 because the boss evasive spams, if, like, more than one person, if 1.5 people attack the boss, like, this dude is evasive spamming. And it's hard to use key moves. you go in with melee and you're gonna get boxed up by one counter, and then if your friend tries to, like, let's say you go for a meteor combination, your friend's going for gigantic hammer at the same time, bro, that boss is evasiving and taking half your HP bar, bro, like, depending on the boss, right? Like, it's insane. It's insane. So what I genuinely, like, suggest they do is they need to take away that shitty mechanic that makes the boss evasive if he's just getting jumped. Because a raid is guess what? The raid is jumping the boss, dude. Yeah. I'm jumping the boss. Like, that's the point of the raid. Duh, right? And then, like, you're just gonna punish me for doing that? Why? You are telling me to team up with people, and then the game punishes me for teaming up with people. Why? That is ridiculous. Give bosses a genuine countermeasure to getting jumped. The idea I thought of in Xenoverse. I don't think the Xenoverse bosses are perfect, right? They could be better too. But the Xenoverse bosses have, like, invincibility while doing these huge AoE attacks, right? I think of, like, the Janemba super boss raid or whatever that was really hard. And he does, like, this crazy marbling ball attack, I think, like, marbling drop, I think it's called, where, like, you just shoot a bunch of balls everywhere, which I'm pretty sure is in the game. But make it huge. Make the shit enormous. Like, this dude's throwing spirit bomb level balls at you, bro. And, like, you have to, like, actually dodge them. You can't deflect them or anything. Like, you have to, like, evade. You have to get out of there, man. Like, make the game more unique. Make the boss fights unique from each other. Give them specific boss moves that they use against us. Give them super duper boss moves like the, you know, the big marbling drop, I think it's called, where they just shoot the balls everywhere. What's the one where, like, the raid boss, like, disappears and he just goes and hits everybody in the lobby? You can make it so that, like, the raid boss, like, teleports to a random person in the lobby and, like, just starts hitting them if the boss is getting jumped for too long. And again, like, let us jump him a little bit at least. But, like, if it goes on for too long, like, I don't know, give the boss a rage mode. Like, a rage meter. And if you hit the boss enough, obviously if you're jumping him, it's gonna go up faster, right? So if you hit the boss enough, the rage meter goes up and he pops one of his, like, super duper ultimate moves and, like, tries to kill half the lobby in one fell swoop, and you have to, like, beat, and then it puts us on defensive measures, like, because you don't know who he's gonna come for. He could come for multiple people. That marbling drop could hit you at any moment, like, stuff like that, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, kind of like Kakarot bosses. Like, Kakarot bosses were pretty annoying at times, but a lot of it, the minigames, as long as they weren't overdone, were actually pretty fun, and it made each boss fight feel unique, and you had to learn the patterns to boss fights, and, like, that is true skill. That is true difficulty. That is fun. That is challenging, and it is fun. Bosses can have ridiculous damage and health that they do now. If you give them a genuine, fair countermeasure that allows people to play the game as the devs intended it to and encourage teamwork instead of punishing teamwork and encouraging soloing. That is the problem. And I genuinely think, like, if you are bringing a team of people, number one, it's hard to lose because there's people with energy zen will exist, Majins can exist, stuff like Namekians, bio-androids can exist, they can heal. You're bringing 3 Senzu beans for each person. Or at least 3. If you don't have Patara, it's 4, right? And so, like, and you don't need, like, if you really communicate with your team, you only need to bring 2 Pataras anyway if you want to do, because there's 5, and you can't do, you know, you can't have half of a Patara fusion. So 2 guys can bring a Patara while the other guys bring Senzu beans. And then, like, bada beam bada boom, like, there you go, man. Like, it's solved. You just heal over and over again. And the boss isn't gonna freaking one-shot you with an evasive bullshit, like, evasive super duper kamehameha, boom, you're dead. Like, and that's the thing with soloing, is, like, you can have, like, half your health left, right? and then, like, one wrong thing happens, the boss hits you with the super, and you're done. Because the boss does that much damage. And, like, yeah, that's a fine risk for when you're soloing, right? But think about it in a team mode. If you have teammates backing you, you make a mistake, your teammate is going to jump in and help you. And then you can back off, heal if you need to, and then come back and help your teammate. And hell, you have 3 other teammates too. And you know what would be better is if those 3 other teammates are sitting there fucking throwing spirit bombs at this guy while you guys are boxing him, and it's not even hurting you. It's not affecting your melee style. It is everybody versus the boss. They don't have to really worry about each other except for helping each other. They don't have to worry about killing each other. And if you want to make it so that way they do a little bit of damage, be my guest, right? Have some punishment for just throwing spirit bombs randomly, having no communication whatsoever, having the dumbass 3000, 4000 melee build. No offense if you're a 4000 melee build, you're probably just trying to have fun. But, like, the stereotypical, like, oh, I'm gonna put all my points into freaking melee damage, and I'm gonna go in and Dragon Fist this guy, like, non-stop until he's dead. Like, punish that a little bit, right? Because that's brain dead. Like, there's no thought behind that. Sure, I don't care. Do it. But, like, give the boss fair and balanced and unique and fun, challenging, whatever word you want to use, like, countermeasures. Give them fun techniques to use against us as well. Like, make the bosses fun. There's no reason that this Super Janemba raid, when he goes super, like, the Fat Janemba is actually pretty damn fun. He has, like, cool super abilities that we don't have. Like, literally, we already have it in the game. Fat Janemba has moves that are really strong that can punish people that are just, like, sitting there, like, flying away. And it's like, yes, it's bugged right now, but when it gets, think about it in a fixed, the Portal Punch, if it worked properly and it only hit you 4 times. Like, that's fine. That's good. That makes... Does anybody complain about Fat Janemba, like, how, like, that is, like, that Portal Punch move, other than the fact that it's glitched and freaking almost insta-kills you? Like, no. Like, that's cool. Like, we all admit that that's cool. And it's, like, you gotta watch out for it. Like, it adds tension to the fight. Unless, of course, I'm soloing it and freaking stunning the boss the entire damn time. That's not even fun, dude. Like, there literally is in the game, like, a hint of it is already in the game, and it's, like, the most cool part of fighting any raid is fighting Fat Janemba. Now, if we could actually spam moves on him, because he just walks through Big Ki Blast, which is fine, because he's Fat Janemba, I guess, like, he can do that if you want him to. But, like, you have to be careful you don't just get one-shot by his Portal Punch, and, like, when that gets fixed, it'll be fine. And I just really, like, I don't see too much of a problem with that. Like, I feel like if you implement the features I suggested, and it's not just because, you know, oh, look at me, I'm big bad, I suggested these features, you should add them. Like, I genuinely think they're good ideas. Like, I think that my ideas coincide with each other to make it better. You are taking away the cheese that the boss has. You are taking away its evasive cheese, but you are also taking away our infinite Senzu Bean cheese. I think that's fair. You are taking away the boss's cheese, and instead you are giving him a fun, unique, exciting skill, or multiple skills, to destroy us, bro. Like a rage... I like that idea of the rage meter a lot. Like, I literally thought about this while talking about this video. I don't know, man. Like, there's no reason that the Super Janemba boss, like, when he goes Super Janemba, can't just, like, do his, like, de-manifestation thing, appear behind me and do the Pycon thing where he fucking hits me and, like, punches my head and, like, throws me away. Like, that, there's no reason that can't be, and then he teleports to the next jackass and does that. Like, he should just do that to everybody in the lobby. And it, like, it shouldn't one-shot me. But, like, what if it's, like, actually, like, unavoidable? And it just does, like, 10% of my health. Something like that, right? Like, something like that. Like, that's cool. Like, there should be like like something like that, like a percentage-based attack. That way I have to stay above that certain percentage or I'm gonna die if I get caught. And like, I factually know that. And I can be forced to use a Senzu Bean. And then, oh, what do you know? Like, now tension is building. I use my Senzu Bean and then I have to use another. And like, oh no, I only have one Senzu Bean left. I have to lock in, I have to be careful. Like, that's fun. I feel like I'm gonna just start repeating myself if I continue going on any longer. This video is already 35 minutes long. Hopefully I can add timestamps to make this a little easier. I think all I'm literally gonna do is probably just add footage, like unrelated footage, just so that way there's something to watch on the video the entire time. But like, the point of the video is to just be listening to me. So I might have some music in the background to take away from any background noises or noises that I make, right? And then I'll probably just have some random like quest going on. And then I'll have timestamps of each topic. So that way you guys can skip through. Because like, I am going to be sending this video to the devs. I am publicly uploading this video to YouTube as well for the community. I want to hear the community's feedback. I'm sure none of you made it to 36 minutes in. If you did, shout out to you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like my ideas. Let me know what ideas you have. I'm just trying to make DBOG fun. I genuinely don't think that anything I said is controversial. Like, maybe you don't like the idea of limiting items or something. Like, fine. You disagree with me on that, sure. But like, I don't think anyone should be like, burn Bobby Anera, burn Bobby Arena. He said to nerf our item limit in one mode of the game. Like, sorry, bro. Like, yeah, you can have infinite items in your Earth and in your normal worlds where you're just doing daily quests and shit. Like, that's fine, right? I don't care. But like, important bosses, like when you get to Fat Buu in Buu Saga, that guy should have healing. I know Sony doesn't like it. But like, I'm telling you, bro, giving the bosses a regeneration skill, so that way like they just straight up regen like 20% of their health, 25, 30, 50% of their health. If you aren't constantly on this dude attacking him, like, I feel like that, like, what's wrong with that? Like, that's fine. It fits the character. It adds personality to the boss fight. And it's not just another darn copy-paste Roblox character I'm fighting. Like, it feels like I'm fighting Majin Buu. Like, I could close my eyes and fight any of the Majin Buus, and they will all feel the same. Like, I don't mean, like, literally close my eyes. Obviously, then they'd all feel the same. But, like, you could give them all, like, a gray skin texture and make them all look the exact same. And, like, I would not tell you which one is which, except for maybe the, like, little tiny differences in their movesets. Like, if it's, like, using a ball attack, I know it's, like, Super Buu or Kid Buu or something like that, because they do that, and Majin Buu doesn't, like, the fat one. So, I don't know. I don't want to ramble on any longer. I do want to leave it on a good note. I still think the devs crushed this update. This is not a criticism of the Buu Saga update. This is not a criticism of any one particular dev. This is just a criticism of, I suppose, ignorance of leaving this terrible NPC AI in the game for so long. I don't know. I don't think it's as big a deal as I'm making it out to be, but I genuinely think the game would be, I don't know, 1 billion times better if we changed the NPC AI, if we added some fun to the boss fights. Something like that, man. I don't know. I love you guys. I love DBOG. I honestly, like, for a year, I was like, man, if this game even updates, will I even care? Like, am I even gonna care when this game updates? And then it updated, and I cared. And I love this update. I love the Buu Saga. I'm genuinely having fun playing the game. And I just want it to be more fun. I just want the annoying parts or the bad parts to go away and be replaced with good. That's all I want. I hope nobody takes this personal. I hope nobody gets mad or angry. Literally, like, this is just one person's suggestions. That's all it is. That's all I hope it gets taken as. but I hope I get heard. Have a good day.